Good morning, I'm Carrie. This is Keep It Simple DIY. I'm making breakfast today. We love having little breakfasts inside of our freezer. That way we can just like pick a single serve out and eat it. And we only have a few left. All we have left is pancakes and some baked oatmeal, which are both sweet. And so we are needing some savory breakfast. And so right now I am making some ham and cheese drop biscuits, but I'm in pantry challenge and I need to use up some turkey. I think that's turkey, yep. So I'm going to use turkey instead. That'll be just fine. So this recipe calls for buttermilk, and I don't have buttermilk, so what I'm going to use is some powdered milk and then a splash of vinegar. And I will have all of the recipes listed below. And I'm going to mix this up. Grab a spoon. So my plan for today is to make like 3 different kinds of breakfast. I already have some dough rising because I want to make some like Hawaiian slider breakfast, but I don't have Hawaiian sliders, so I decided to make my own, which is very easy to do. If you haven't seen my video on how to do that, definitely go check it out. Today I'm just going to be making into the dough and not actually showing the whole process, but I want to mix this up decently well. And then let's set this buttermilk to the side. So I'm going to put all the dry ingredients into my bowl, and then we will mix everything together. And these are supposed to be pretty quick, and I'm doing these first because I'm hungry. So we need 3 cups of flour. And I'm going to probably need the flour. Will I need it more today? Maybe. I'm going to leave the cup in there, the measuring cup. We also need to add, let's see here, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And about 1/4 cup of parsley. I'm just gonna eyeball that. 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. And then a teaspoon of salt. Whoa. A teaspoon of baking soda. Try to avoid the lumps. And a tablespoon of baking powder. Then all we need to add in is all the extra goodies. Let me kind of tidy up for a bit so I have some room, and then we will get to adding in the butter, the meat, and the cheese. Okay, let's give this a little bit of a mix before we add everything else in. And I probably could just use this. And this is fresh basil. It's from a previous year's garden. Okay, let's add in a cup of cheese. I typically don't measure. Apparently we're measuring today. Am I following this recipe to the T? No, I'm adding turkey instead of ham. I thought for a minute I might be following a recipe. Oh, there we go. And it calls for a certain amount of meat. I'm just going to use everything that's left because I want to use it up. Turkey going in. This calls for 3/4 of a cup of butter, which is a ton of butter. And it does call to shred it. I'm just going to dice it finely. I think that'll be fine. I think I want to just get in here and kind of mix this together before adding the liquid. It's looking so good. Okay, let's add the liquid. I'm wondering if this was the best tool for the job. Not sure this is necessary with all that butter, but I am going to spray the parchment paper. This should make about 20, and it said 3 tablespoons is how much we want to use. And so I think this is a 3 tablespoons. Not sure, but we'll get however many with this size. Hopefully I grabbed a big enough pan here. These are going in for 14 minutes. Looks like we've got 25. I have my recipe right next to me. I am going to start by cooking some grits. So you guys, we are using the grits. This is part of our pantry challenge items that we wanted to use up. I'm going to cook 3/4 of a cup of them in my Dutch oven. And this is going to be a grits breakfast casserole. So my big question is going to be, do I want to have it cook inside of the Dutch oven, or do I want to actually put it into a casserole dish? So we will think on that. I need to add in some seasonings, and we also need to make some eggs on the side. I already had some cooked breakfast sausage that was in my freezer, so that's easy. We don't have to do that. So it was garlic and then pepper, and this is salt. This recipe calls for 4 eggs. I just added a couple of tablespoons, 4 tablespoons about of water to the eggs. I'm going to add salt and pepper. Had I thought about it, I wouldn't have put the salt and pepper away yet, but that's okay. Mix these up, and I do have another pan out so that we can cook up the eggs. This is one of those recipes that makes a lot of dishes. And I know this is not cooked yet, but we are going to need butter in here, so I think I'm just going to add the butter now. Let's see, that was the timer. Those look good. Okay, the bottom ones still need a little time. Where am I going to put them? I think frozen butter definitely would have helped, but they look good. These ones actually kind of look done. Maybe they are. Okay, I don't have a place to put them. We are going to let those cool off for a while, and in the meantime, we are going to try to make some eggs. I might need to move some things around though. Okay, let's get that back burner on. And we'll get our eggs in here. I don't typically love working over myself, but the big burner is in the front and smaller burners on the back. While these finish up, I'm going to add the cheese. They're not done yet, but I figure the cheese will help them. This is about when I typically add it in when I do it in the microwave. In the meantime, I'm going to spray this dish. Hopefully it's not too big. I think I'm out of spray here. My sausage is still a little bit frozen, but I'm going to add it in here. We'll let it come to temperature. Okay, let's get these eggs in. I need to turn that burner off. Actually, I'm going to turn both burners off. Give this a mix. I'm excited for this. This looks delicious. Hey, Milo. Finish this off, I'm going to sprinkle the top with cheese and then add some butter, and then we will put it in the oven at 350 for making sure I like evenly spread this cheese. It's going in for about 25 to 30 minutes. Get off there. Oh, jeez. Got it. Into the oven. Okay, let's see these. These look fantastic. Hi. That is so good. It's just butter. All right, we need to make the rolls. So I think I might have waited a little bit too long to shape these rolls. Okay, I have never had that happen before. I kind of had a feeling it might though, because I should have rolled these out first, but I was hungry, which is why I did the quick food first. So I'm going to weigh these out, and I want them to be, let's see, put it on grams. I think I'm going to do, let's see here. Just needs a little bit of flour. I tried to make the dough a little less wet than normal because I thought that maybe it would turn out softer, which it will. Okay, let's see. 35 just seems so tiny. Because like this is 50. So am I remembering this correctly? Do I only do 35? Maybe I'll do 40 then, like I think I usually do. And the reason I like to weigh them out is because I just like them to all look the same size, approximately at least. Okay. I am just going to continue to do this until they're all done. It'll be a while, and then I'll bake them once they've risen again. This just came out of the oven. It looks delicious. It definitely needs to cool a while before I can either cut into it or taste it. And then here's how it's looking over here. I have quite a few rolls rolled out, and then there's quite a few more. You can tell I started on this side because this side has started to rise, and then this is where I'm at. So I'm going to keep on going. The rolls are all rolled out now. I didn't have quite enough to fill because I did have to throw some dough away that touched the bottom of the microwave because I just thought that was disgusting. I have a lot to do though. So this is looking great, but I need to clean off this pan. And then I need to clean this whole area. It is, oh, this is kind of daunting with the dough everywhere and like on the microwave plate. So I will get to this while the dough rises. These rolls have proofed. This side not quite as much, but I'm going to stick that side on the left side of my oven because that's the hotter side. But I'm going to get these in, and I haven't done the dishes yet, but I'm going to do that now. I'm getting some eggs cooked up because for these sandwiches we need eggs. I'm going to use bacon because I already have bacon in my freezer that's pre-cooked. I actually took it out a little bit earlier. Here's the rolls. These look fantastic. They could go for a little bit longer, but I think I'm going to stop them there because they're going to go back in the oven. They won't all go back in the oven, but some of them will. So those will set out to cool. This is a little backwards for me because I didn't want to put the handle where I needed to put the tray or cookie sheet. So once I get these eggs cooked up, I'm going to let everything cool down a little bit, and then we will build our sandwiches. And I'm very excited for the top of them, which is going to have some maple syrup. So finish up these eggs, let everything rest for a second, and then we will be making some delicious sandwiches. It is finally time to get these rolls into sandwiches. So I did look and I saw that we need like 3 by 5. So I think, let me double check. So here's the casserole dish, and yes, 3 by 5, it'll be tight fitting them in, but we can do it. So the dilemma is, where do I take the 3 by 5 from? Do I just do these? 3 by 5, let's do that. Except for those are on like the back side, which is hotter, and this is cooler. There we go, did it. Nice. All right, I have everything ready. I've got a little bit of butter. I'm actually going to just put some butter, just a little bit of this down in the bottom. Okay, and now I've got butter dripping down the sides. So there we go. To my butter, I'm going to add some maple syrup. That's what's going to make this delicious. Okay, I'll set that off to the side, and now we can, I was trying to get some things out of the way. I'm not sure if that really happened. Let's see if we can get these cut nicely. These are super soft, which is what I was hoping with the dough being so soft. Okay, so now the question is, how do I get them in here nicely? Since these are so fresh and so soft, this is going to be interesting. Maybe it'll be easiest to put the whole thing in and then lift the top off. Okay. Here we go. Let's do this. Eggs, they've been sitting out for a bit. They don't look as good as they did, but let's get the eggs on. I did some ham and cheese of these last year and they were delicious. You know what I want to try is pizza, and apparently I have plenty, so I probably could do that. Okay. We've got some bacon, and I think the best way to do this is going to be to cut them in, oh, maybe it was thirds. Thirds probably was a better option. So do it in thirds, then theoretically I can cut these pretty easily. I cooked this bacon in my air fryer and I like twisted it because I saw somebody on TikTok do that. And I really liked that. Okay. I'm just using Velveeta. The recipe called for, I don't know, pepper jack or something delicious, but this is all I have. And I think this will be good because it's kind of like the cheese that they use on breakfast sandwiches when you go to fast food restaurants. Okay, let's get this back on top, and that's fine. Look at that. Okay, last step. Maple syrup butter. Should have mixed that again just then. That's okay, because all the maple syrup's at the bottom. Into the oven these go. Oh, I'm excited. These just came out of the oven and oh my goodness, these look so delicious. I want to eat one right now, but I can't because they're way too hot. You guys, we did it. Took a little bit because I had to make the rolls from scratch, but I have enough rolls to do this 2 more times, and I have 5 extras. I'm gonna set them down though because it's a little heavy to hold on to them. We got the delicious drop biscuits that are basically just butter. I have the grits casserole, and I have the little mini sandwiches, and I'm very happy about all of them. I'm going to cut into these and single portion them and put them in my freezer once they've cooled down. But for now, they are just going to cool. These are the only ones that are still hot. I am super happy about finally having some savory breakfast back in my freezer. Well, they will be once I put them in there. So anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd love to see you. If you're interested in some other breakfast videos, I will pop some up here, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. These are still so hot, but, well, it's not so hot. I can touch the pan now. But I want to try this. Oh my gosh. I should have waited to even put that little bite in my mouth. That was so good, the maple syrup. Mmm. These are delicious. This is gonna be my lunch. All right, bye for real this time. But seriously, for real, oh my gosh, this is so good.